right now. Alright. What up, 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 dude? Welcome to the Ball Hawk Show podcast. I'm your host, Amal Hawkins, getting everything situated, all these different cameras and devices. Man, what's good with y'all on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, man? Shout out to the great and late Martin Luther King Jr. for all his efforts and his ability to stand 10 toes down on his beliefs and sacrifice his life for the betterment of minorities and the rights of minorities. So let's not forget, this is just a holiday that you play video games or don't have to go to school. A great man died on this day. Celebrated on this day. So the great Martin Luther King Jr. Salute. So today's show, 1 hour show, as we, that's the goal, 1 hour. Got a lot on the docket, man. Rams, Saints recap, Patriots, Chiefs recap. We're going to talk about Roger Goodell and the decision he could make according to the rule books. Tony Romo is a hot topic right now in sports because of his great color and commentary skills and his ability to predict plays that offenses will probably run. So I want to pose some questions about Tony Romo and not just his future in the booth, but maybe his future as a coach. And I think we got JaVale on the line. Is that JaVale? Is that you, man?
Yes, sir. What's up, Hope?
I already got JaVale called in. So before we get started with football talk, we got to talk boxing. Agent the Problem Broner fought this weekend and fought Manny Pacquiao. If you guys didn't see the fight, I want to play something for you guys. And then I want to get y'all discussion on who it's called the Bird Box Weekend in Sports for a reason. So just listen to Adrian Broner right quick.
Adrian, bring your motherfucking ass over here. I got a lot to say. We're going to conduct this professionally, or we're not going to have an interview. You make the decision. What did you think about the fight?
I beat him. Everybody out there know I beat him. Everybody out there know I beat him. I controlled the fight. He was missing. I hit him clean more time. I beat him.
You averaged 8 punches. Less than 8 punches was the most punches that you had in the round, and it seemed as though you couldn't get
it already sounded like you was against me. So I already ain't got a fair shake talking to you. But let me talk something. Let me let y'all know. I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all. I did this for the hood. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. What they trying to do is they trying to get that money again with Pacquiao and Floyd. But it's cool. I ain't worried about it. I'm still that nigga, man. I'm on top. Cincinnati, stand up. West side. 2 sides.
You're 3-3-1 in your last 7 fights. What will you do next?
Hey, I'm 3-3-1 my last 7, but I'll be 7-0 against you.
Well, that wouldn't mean much. That's the end of this interview.
Adrian, the Problem Broner is just a problem to his damn self. This is the real reason why. And JaVale, turn your radio down, man. We can hear a little echo or whatever device you got going.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, Adrian, the Problem Broner. Oh my God, the live is blocked. It may contain music. Man, if they don't chill out with that trying to block me, God dang it. Boy, I tell you, these Facebook federales be on it. Anyway, I guess they tried to get me because I played that clip right there. But, what they expect people to do in the media? We're going to play clips. I don't own the clip. Showtime, y'all own the clip. But anyway, back to Adrian Broner, man. He's a problem to himself. He's delusional. I want to say he's delusional. Once he see the fight, he's going to realize he's delusional. We don't know what that man felt like he did. I said in my video on YouTube that, fighters, hey, man, I don't know. He ain't landed but 50 damn punches, okay? He landed 50 punches. You can't win like that. Pacquiao ain't landed 111 or 112, but Adrian Broner is now a big mouth punching bag. For anybody that want to get back in boxing or anybody just want to get a big payday, fight Adrian Broner. You guarantee a big check and you damn near guarantee to win. So that's all I want to say about Adrian Broner. Pacquiao is washed. Don't fight Floyd Mayweather Pacquiao. Don't do it. He's going to beat you quick, fast, in a hurry. You're old now. So just give it up to Pacquiao. I'm sorry. I love what you stand for, Pacquiao, and what you do for your people. But boxing-wise, stay your ass away from any top flight 147. Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Terrence Crawford, Danny Garcia, Any other big name, Errol Spence would destroy you. Stay away from any big name 147 Manny Pacquiao. I trust your boy. Go get a rematch with Jeff Horn. But if you fight one of the big dogs and big names at 147, these young boys gonna take all the money you was gonna give to your people, and you're gonna be assed out like Martin said. I'm just trying to tell you. So, T, what's good with you, dog? Anything you want to say on Adrian Broner and Pacquiao before we jump into the other bird box of what's going on in the NFL?
A whole lot of trash, man. AB better not ever get back in the ring ever again, man. We can skip the rest of his segment. You know, Soldier Boy more relevant to AB, man.
Hey, AB, Broner.
Get him out of here.
The dude that had a draw with Jesse Vargas, Broner.
my boy said he did it for the. He said he did it for the hood.
The hood, yeah.
They need to test him, man. He must have been hanging with James Bone Jones and all that.
Hey.
He on some other stuff.
He ain't hanging with James Bones Jones, but James Bones Jones, at least he still win. God, dog.
Yeah, I mean that's because he got elite. That's just elite genes. AB is garbage. He can't get high and then try to go, go on national or on pay-per-view and get smacked around the ring by Pacquiao.
I mean, that fight was terrible. I mean, it was. Don't get look. I put it to you like this. I was entertained, but it was awful.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I knew what was coming at the end. You know what I'm saying? So this was probably the worst Broner fight I've ever seen. Like the fight with him and Jesse Vargas was good. The Mikey Garcia fight was bad, but at least Mikey was punching him in the face a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this probably was the least out of all the Broner fights I've seen. This was the least entertaining, point blank period. But let's go ahead. We're gonna transition away from Broner. Broner, salute to you, brother. You get your checks, but yeah. So let's go ahead, man. Elephant in the room. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk about it. The game that everybody want to talk about. We're gonna talk about the Rams and the Saints. We're gonna get right down to it. What we're gonna do about blown calls like we saw in the red zone, that PI. What we gonna do about that?
Yeah. We ain't doing nothing about it. Right. Hey, look, Roger Goodell ain't gonna turn on his referees, man. That's one thing we know for sure. Ain't no going back and fixing it. It's blown calls in every game. They just, ain't in the red zone.
So for all the folks that don't know, it's a rule in the NFL rule book, Rule 17, Section 2, Article 1, that states the commissioner has the sole authority to investigate and take appropriate disciplinary and or corrective measures if any club action, non-participant interference, or whatever. He can overrule because it got too many big words and I don't want to sound out on the air right now. Okay.
So my thing is with that whole, my thing is with that, it was a wrong call, but if that's going to be done, it has to be done every week of the NFL season, not just the playoffs. But I mean, it would almost have to be if that play determined the outcome of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, because yesterday that clearly happened. Because if that PI was called, they could have ran the clock down and kicked the, you know what I'm saying, and it would have been a wrap. You know what I'm saying? The Rams wouldn't have got the ball back.
I got my hand up.
They would have ran the ball on first down too.
Hey, I got my hand up for this. Hey, so why they ain't run the ball before? It was clearly after 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Why when they run the ball, they throwing in the first place?
But
they could have ran it down and kicked the field goal.
You can say that in hindsight, but I mean, it doesn't change the fact that it was clearly a missed call. I mean, you can't say
missed calls every year, bruh. It's missed calls every year.
Yeah, that's probably the worst missed call I've ever seen in my life.
No. It's not the worst call you ever seen in your life. What? Remember what happened with Brett Favre when they hit him in the backfield? 10 minutes after the whistle went off? You remember that? He got hurt, so punch drunk, he over here throwing the interceptions. Remember that? Oh. Everybody want to talk about revisionist history or whatever. And let's go to the tech rule. We can talk about the tech rule too. That's probably the worst non-call ever. Or I'm sorry, it was called, but they made up a rule to kind of back up Tom Brady. But that's another story for another time. But I mean, one call don't dictate a game killer. I'm sorry, I ain't going for it.
No,
and they still had a chance to beat them. They still had a chance to beat them.
I think here's the thing.
I don't want to hear it.
I think here's the thing that gets lost. Anytime we talk about calls, everybody always says a lot of calls, but you have to fix it. Like this doesn't fix the issue. This just every year we're gonna bitch about a call that should have been made instead of making sure a call like this doesn't go unnoticed. Like the face mask.
So does that play need to be challenged?
Well, let me get to my point. In the CFL, they have a rule to where they can review calls like that interference call or the face mask call, things that can determine that. Like it's almost like basketball. The last 2 minutes, if the refs got to huddle up and the ball went out, we could go to the monitor. It's like certain parts of the game where a call can't be missed. I mean, let's all keep it a stack. We know that if it happens in the last 2 minutes, we're gonna say they lost the game right here. That's the human reaction, and sometimes it's the truth because it was a turning point. Yes, Sean Payton should have ran the ball on first down. Yes, he should have did this. Yes, they should have had a chance to do that. But to me, that allows us to gloss over the issue, and that is, was that referee a former Ram or not?
Yeah, I just saw an article on that like 30 minutes ago. Is that true?
I don't know if it's true.
Yeah.
It don't matter to me.
Let me look
But
it
here's
up.
the thing too, Here's the thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they do convert it, they get the PI call, right? They haven't been able to run or get a yard all game, right? So okay, we stop you. Okay, you what, 30 seconds? So
no, but they in field goal range. They've been able to run that clock all the way down. The Rams wouldn't have got the ball back.
Rams had two timeouts. Right? Rams had 2 timeouts. It would have took additional time. It would have took additional time off the clock that allowed the Rams to line. Like I ain't do the math, but the Rams would have had less time than what they had when they did get the ball back to kick the field goal. You feel what I'm saying? So
very true, because they've been getting held to field goals all game. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if we hold you to another field goal, all I got to do is come down and score. I mean, it may be harder, but knowing the type of genius that they say McVay is, I'm pretty sure
you review someone else's judgment with
let's be honest, man.
I don't think anybody in America would
Everybody
say that
want to talk
wasn't
about the
a
refs
pass
and everything like
interference
that. I mean,
like nobody's going to say that wasn't a PI.
I don't want to hear it.
Hey, look, so that wasn't Phil Patel.
Minnesota fan that deals with stuff like this all the time. I don't want to hear it.
I know misery. I mean, we get it, man.
That wasn't the only.
Misery loves company.
That wasn't the only bad call or missed call in the game. That wasn't the only one, bro. You know what I'm saying? There was multiple.
You know what the problem? You know what the problem I got with it? If they start, I mean, like Hawk said, maybe in the last 2 minutes of the game, but if they start reviewing every call, the game's gonna be too long.
Yeah, you just do the last.
Like, it has to be a limit to it. You know what I'm saying? Like the last 2 minutes, I agree with you, Hawk. I'm with that. But anything beyond that, hell no. Like that's not. It's gonna kill the game.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And here's another thing, Hawk. Even with that rule you just said about what the commissioner can go and
overrule it,
say something about it.
Yeah.
Overrule it. They're not going to put the Saints into the Super Bowl. So what does it matter?
No, but he's not going to do that anyway. Roger Goodell rapping referees, like they can cancel any hope to that.
Yes, obvious.
I don't know if that is going to make the game.
How do you deem what's obvious?
Go ahead.
That wasn't obvious.
Even if he were to go back and review it and overrule it, it's not going to change the outcome. Rams are still going to be in the Super Bowl. So
how do we know that?
All in all, unless you about to put the things.
How do we know the Rams have still been in the Super Bowl?
How can you just say that?
I'm saying after you. So you gonna tell me if he overruled the call? Are you saying during the game, or he's gonna go and review it after the game?
Nah,
you're gonna tell me after he review it after the game?
It's a rule, yeah. It's a rule that say he can overturn it.
Right. So what does that entail though? I mean, it would be a Wednesday or Thursday game where they play the last 2 minutes. Point. I mean,
somebody made that point. Somebody said if he overruled it, you basically dress up, warm up to play that last whatever time was left when that interference happened, and the Rams still had 2 timeouts. Somebody was like, you play that back out. I don't know. 4-4. You
about to do all that, huh?
I'm just saying, man, we got to fix it somehow. Somebody, I got my dog Patrick up here saying, how do you deem what's obvious and what's not? I think anybody in America would say that's an obvious miscall, that PI. And it was a helmet to helmet. He fapped his ass. He fapped him. It won't no getting around that. Bro. We say the obvious one. We're not saying look. Here's the thing. I understand that holding happens every time. I understand illegal contact may happen every time, but we're talking about when the ball is the focus to a player. Like when the ball is the focus. Like Jared Goff. That's the obvious missed call. Yes, go back and review that. And deem that you missed that. Give a half spot foul to whatever you got to do. I'm not arguing that, but I know calls are missed all throughout the game. That's why I said you got to break it down to like the NBA do the last 2 minutes where you can review things, because that was the issue with that. It's a part of the game in the NBA where the ball is hit out by somebody else and it's not the time where they can review it. They get it wrong. We adapt to that.
And so. I'm right.
But if you open up that Pandora's box of what's obvious and what's not obvious, you put it in somebody else's judgment, and that's when you're gonna be going out this Pandora's box again. So you can't.
There's difference. I think there's different levels.
How is it? Hold on. Now let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish his thought because he wasn't done yet.
Okay. My bad.
Keep going.
So what I'm saying though is you're gonna say that was an obvious DPI call in that particular instance. But I'm saying going forward, if we're gonna deem what's obvious and what's not obvious, then next thing you know, it's gonna be a call that's marginal that everybody in America is gonna say that ain't no damn way that should be DPI. And next thing you know, they're gonna call DPI, and then we're gonna be opening up. Should we really open that box up? That's my opinion.
No, and I respect that. I appreciate the call too, man. Make sure you stay on the line. You gotta leave. This ain't one of them shows you can stay on the whole rest of the way. Go ahead, JaVale.
All right.
I mean, I agree with that wholeheartedly, but there comes a point in time where there's something that's obvious, like that play, and I'm sure we'll get into this with the next game, which comes into account on the Edelman fumble or muff. Different angles show that some angles show that he didn't touch it. Some angles show that the ball clearly hit his glove. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when you get into that, I mean, it's a fine line. So that Edelman call in the Patriots Chiefs game, that was a judgment call. Mm. So my thing is, it's different when it's a judgment call and when it's obvious and it's blatant. Those are two totally different things. There was no question about the PI non-call, but there was judgment. You know what I'm saying? And Edelman muff. So there's two different
or the Brady hit to the helmet. That's a judgment
right.
Too.
Well, he didn't hit him at all on the face mask at all. He got him on the shoulder clearly. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't reviewed. They just went with the call on the field. You know, and the Patriots get the ball, 15-yard penalty. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
we just gonna agree to disagree, bro. I'm sorry. I feel like, listen, man.
No, you feel like your team took the L like that, and you don't want nobody else to get the love now. I know what it is.
You still had a chance to win the game, so I don't want to hear it. And even still though, when you it's been missed calls all year. They're not going to do nothing to change it. If they do try to do something to change it, they're probably going to make it worse. Just like with the whole catch rule crap. And these other rules that they going on.
They got better with that.
They're just gonna make it worse.
That's got better this year. The catch rule got better this year.
I mean, that's got a little bit better, yeah.
Because your boy Hogan, what's his name? That his would have been deemed incomplete yesterday, back 2 years ago. That one hand catch.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll give you that one. But I mean, there's different rules. Like even like with the kickoff, where they took all the excitement out of the kick return.
Yeah.
So I mean, come on, man. Like you want more rules. They already took hitting out the game. So I mean, it's damn near flag football.
Okay,
so come on, man. Like, what else you want them to do?
The way technology is set up now, regardless of what stadium on any Thursday, Sunday, Monday, Roger Goodell is in, okay? If he has that power and authority, if there's a questionable call, forget everybody else, not leave it up to the man upstairs who's running the replay or the head white hat who's, you know what I'm saying, going under the hood. It could be where Roger Goodell can view each and every play, regardless of what the call is. If it's a judgment call and it's going to be to the point where it was in yesterday's games, he should be able to make that call right then and there. If he's going to be the judge, jury, and executioner of everything, you know what I'm saying? The way technology is, he could do that every game. Every single game he can do that.
He's not going to do that. The reason he's not going to do that, is because you got to think about on any given Sunday, how many games is going on at one time. Number one.
Right, no way you can wait. Hold on.
Let me finish. You can't wait. You want him to make the call and say, nah, that's a judgment call. Hell no, you can't do that. He's not gonna do that, number one, because they his referees. You gotta look at Roger Goodell in the history. He never bashes his referees ever.
He suspends when they make calls. So what's the difference? He suspends them.
That's fine. So he'll suspend somebody. And you're gonna have to live with that. He's not gonna do that. He's not overturning no call. Like I forgot who was that talking that said, they gotta live with the call. Because they had chances to win the game. That's what it boils down to. They got the ball first in overtime and they lost.
Facts. That's facts.
Point period.
Period. So my thing is, ain't nothing getting overturned. Yes, it was a horrible missed call. It's horrible missed call on Sunday, every Monday, in every sport. So that's as fans, we got to live with that.
And check this out too.
Of course, they pissed off.
And check this out too. What if it don't go your way? Okay, it go to the commissioner. Whatever. What if it don't go your way? Then what? He don't seem like the brightest tool in the shed.
That's what I'm saying.
What y'all gonna say then?
To me, you got to
live with it. Well, he got too much power. That's gonna be the next argument.
He already has too much power. He already has too much power. So what's the difference? If he takes that over, he already has more power than any other commissioner in all the major sports. So what's the difference?
I think you gotta let New York deal with that. You let Dean Blandino and all the honchos down there in New York buzz the ref and be like, look, we gotta look at this play again right here. Like, you let them do that. You know what I'm saying? Because
but do you agree that it should be done right then and there, and we shouldn't have this talk days after the game? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it has to be done. Like, that call right there, they could get a buzz from New York, just like in college, they get a buzz from the booth on questionable calls. You know what I'm saying? Like scoring plays and change of possession type of stuff. Like, the ref, you missed that call, you gotta be, because here's the truest thing, dog, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all. The one thing I dislike about the referees, how you can't criticize them in public or you get fined. Like, dudes lose jobs and dudes lose a hit on their legacy off of missed calls and things like that we all know. Yo, that shouldn't have went down like that.
Yeah. Like, and that's the biggest thing I heard today was with Drew Brees and his legacy, because like he could have, you know what I'm saying?
And it's 2 years in a row for Saints fans, so you understand why they pissed.
Right.
It's 2 years in a row. Not a call, but something miraculous happened. Like, the Vikings beat them on last week.
I don't want to hear him cry neither.
And then
football that, Hawk. I don't want to hear him cry neither. Because he had plenty of time to throw too. He couldn't throw a lick yesterday. And everybody want to talk about he's, this. If he honestly, if one would have turned around, it would have been a pick. Then what? It don't matter, man. You can't. Y'all, come on, man. Y'all playing too much with these refs, whatever. They still had a chance to win the game. The defense still had a chance to stop the Rams from scoring.
They did.
And they didn't stop them.
They did.
That's the way it goes.
They had a chance. But are we out here? I was about to go way left and I caught myself. I caught myself. I was about to talk about R. Kelly, his situation, but it's too early. It's too early. You won, Gary, because I'm about to go way left to try to make a point. I'll be like, nah, can't do that today. So you got me right there, because I had a nice rebuttal, but the world ain't ready for that rebuttal just yet.
Hold on.
You're right.
Hey man, but we're gonna break down the game right quick, and then we go to New Orleans. The Patriots game, because that was a good game. So basically, this game, the Rams demonstrated again that defense comes to play. We saw what they did to Zeke in the running game with the Cowboys. The Saints, they had no running game, and they couldn't throw the ball like that either because, Drew Brees, what did he throw for? Let's see, 248, 249, 2 touchdowns, 249. 2 touchdowns, an interception. Ingram had 31 yards to lead the Saints. Kamara had 96 yards. All they had was Kamara coming out the backfield. Ted Ginn made one big catch. Michael Thomas, for his trash talking self, was limited to 36 yards. It's a whole different issue when you got the chain snatcher back there where Oakland's finding. So that's what it was, man. The Rams defense been coming to play. And then they've been running the football and they've been balances in the playoffs. Go ahead.
Yeah. So in the playoffs, the Rams defense is what we thought they were going to be healthy coming into the season. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
With those 2 shutdown corners, you know what I'm saying? And if people were running on them because Wade Phillips had to change, and get more help to his secondary and not be able to go, man. You know what I'm saying? Yep. That's why yesterday Kamara with 11 receptions out the backfield.
Yeah,
that's totally different. But Michael Thomas was shut down, though. You know what I'm saying? So it's different when you can focus on, that one guy, And I thought going into this season, if the Rams were healthy like they are now, they had the best defense.
There you go. Health at the right time. They got healthy at the right time. They shut the New Orleans Saints down to under 300 yards of total offense. I don't want the referee in this discussion to take away from how great that defense played versus a high-octane offense known as the New Orleans Saints. To hold them on the 300 yards of total offense, that's going to get the praise because they had a defensive front that can make you one-dimensional. And then that same defensive front can get to the quarterback and make things very uncomfortable because they get pressure in your face. Not off the edges. They get pressure up in your face where the quarterback can't climb the pocket. And that's why I've been really impressed with the Rams since they got to the playoffs because we're talking about a young coach in McVay, so here's the thing. The 2 quarterbacks that I say what I was teasing and say they were bust, teams that went to the Super Bowl back-to-back years. Wentz, when we drafted Wentz, they got to the Super Bowl last year and won.
And Jared Goff.
And now Jared Goff, they both gonna play Brady, the greatest of his era. So it's just a testament, man, to how Sean McVay fell into a good-ass team, though. I just want to throw that out there to you, JaVale. He fell into a good-ass team.
Hey, Hawk, I heard that did, bro. Just now, Tro.
No doubt.
I heard you.
Hey, but Hawk, what I will say.
Yeah, you saw that? You heard that?
I heard you, Hawk. The greatest of his era.
Oh, his era.
I gotta listen to Hawk, man. He be throwing shots in here.
I threw a shot so JaVale could get it, and then I threw another one, so they had to think about it.
Oh yeah. No. I think Brady. I'm not even gonna say the greatest of the era. When it comes to what a legacy is, people always say stats lie, but I think when it comes to a career, you got to go by the production on the field. And what Brady has done, it has to be the greatest we've ever seen at the quarterback position. It has to be.
Mm-hmm. It don't have to
be. And especially
for this long.
It don't have to be.
Yeah, and especially with quarterbacks more than anything, people look at rings because that's the biggest determiner of the Hall of Fame. Because quarterbacks like Dan Marino, and the discussion with Phillip Rivers this year, you can put up great numbers, but if you don't have those rings, people don't give you that respect. And I feel a quarterback like Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman's numbers are not great. He just had a great supporting cast and a great team. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at Troy Aikman's stats, numbers don't blow you. They don't blow anybody out of the water. But he had Emmett and Michael Irvin and Novacek and probably the greatest offensive line on one team for 6-7 years in a row. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of variables that you have to look at, when it comes to greatness, but I believe that other than Randy Moss and Gronk, Tom Brady has not had any passing options.
Hey man, stop
We're
it.
just
Stop it.
Hold on.
Don't get on Deion Branch, bro. Don't get on Deion Branch, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Branch.
Hold on.
You
Stop
said
it. Hey, stop it, man. You got to forget about
he got some of the best slot receivers. He had some of the best slot receivers in the NFL.
So is Julian Edelman going to the Hall of Fame?
Oh
Wes
man,
Welker.
it was this Hall of
Is Wes
Fame
Welker?
stuff. What
What
does
I'm
that
saying?
mean?
But
What
you
does that
can't say
even
they're the
mean?
best.
What does that even mean?
But you can't say they're the best.
Like,
you can't say they're the best. You can't say they're the best. The comment he just made was.
I mean, I see a lot of
best
catches
slots.
that say he. I mean, I see a lot of catches that say he deserved to be in there. You know what I'm saying?
You love stats. So let's go to their stats if you want to do that. You love numbers.
Right.
So
Okay.
let's go to their numbers.
Okay. Listen, what their numbers aren't Hall of Fame numbers.
Okay.
Sure? Sure about that?
But yeah, so you can't say they're the best of all times or some of the best if their numbers don't stack up to the best. You just said that he has had some of the best.
And pull up Julian Edelman.
Kevin, what's up?
Pull up Wes Welker and pull up Julian Edelman right now.
Shucks. Look at the numbers they put up.
Well,
Good God.
Hawk got his laptop in front of him. I can go load mine up, but I know Hawk sitting in front of his.
So when Wes Welker, hold on. When Wes Welker was a part, like here's the thing, JaVale, and you made some great points. I don't want that to get lost in anything because it was good. So check this out. You in your diatribe, you said one of the key things I think can help your argument with discrediting Troy Aikman, because you talked about Emmitt Smith, Novacek, great offensive line. But when you said offensive line, you said great. You used the word great because for everything you just used to diss Troy Aikman, you kind of give ammunition to the other side because we look at that continuity, that major factor in all of Tom Brady's rings is a great what? What's great? What's great?
I don't think his offensive line is great.
No.
Their coach is great.
Thank you. The coach. And
yeah, their coach.
So when we talk about how when people talk about how
Belichick can throw anybody.
Hold on. Let me
Belichick can throw anybody on the offensive line, and it works.
Hold on. Let me finish. That lets you and they put people in position to be successful. That's how good of a coach he is. All right. Here's the biggest telling stat, and somebody in the background like making hella noise.
That's me. Go ahead.
So here's the thing that jump out to me a lot about Tom Brady when people try to make a point for him being the GOAT, the greatest of all time. They always diss he don't have receivers, right? He don't have receivers. He don't have this. And I be saying to myself, are receivers not open when he throw the ball to them? Are they covered and he throw them open, or are they open? Well,
I don't think it's scheme. I think it's scheme, Hope.
Bro, are they open?
I think it's scheme, man.
Are they open?
You still got to get open in the game. You still got to get open. And Edelman is always open, just like Wes Welker was always open.
Are they open?
They always find a spot in
even when he had the two tight ends. When he had
I agree.
Hernandez.
I understand your point.
All right, so here's another thing.
How many of these receivers do anything before or after they get to the Patriots, other than Randy Moss?
We can say that.
How many of these receivers?
Wes Welker did.
These receivers are game changers on any other team.
Wes Welker did. That debunks that. Wes Welker did.
Wes Welker.
Yes, he did. Okay. Yes, he did in Denver.
That's the only one you can name, right?
That was the big name dude.
Again,
everybody else was out of the league.
With Peyton Manning.
Everybody else was out of the league.
That was with Peyton Manning, though.
Everybody else, oh my God, dog, but you can't have caveat. So what has Brady done away from New England Patriots? You see what I did there?
He hasn't been on any other team.
All right then, okay. Most of these receivers ain't been on any other team. They out the league when they done. Well, what are we doing right now?
After you win the goal is getting the championship. I mean,
so here's the thing.
What else is there to play for after you've been there multiple times?
Here's the thing that I'm trying to explain is when we talk about, you just talked about Troy Aikman, you discredit him because of the greatness around him, but the greatness around Brady, we use that to elevate him. Like you don't.
But I don't look at it greatness because I look at great. There's good players, There are above average players. There's Pro Bowl players, and then to me, a great player in the NFL is Hall of Fame. And Troy Aikman has had Hall of Fame players all around him, offense and defense.
Troy Aikman had one Hall of Fame receiver.
I said again. I said team around him.
So Tom Brady, so the
lineman,
Patriots team is ass. The Patriots team is ass, but they just keep winning.
I didn't say that. See, I hope you put the words in my mouth. I didn't say that.
So what are they then? What are the Patriots?
How many other offensive weapons has Tom Brady had that's been a Hall of Famer other than Randy Moss?
And Corey Dillon that night? For Corey Dillon that night?
No.
He's not. I see what he's doing. He's not great.
I see what he's doing. I see what he's doing.
I'm trying to make a point. I'm not trying.
I know the point you're trying to make because it's the most elementary point there is. You're using, if you have so many greats players, then somebody's doing more with less. What's better?
No, it makes it easier.
What's more dangerous? Scheme or players?
It depends because Bill Belichick has a scheme. He doesn't have to have great players. So I don't.
Thank you, JaVale. Thank you, JaVale. Don't talk no more. Thank you.
So I mean, you can say the same thing about the 49ers with Joe Montana.
JaVale,
he had great players around him.
JaVale, you just said something that hurts your whole argument. You said he got a scheme where you don't need great players. You just said it. I didn't say that.
Belichick doesn't. Right, but he has done it without great players. The Cowboys didn't do it. You can't make that argument. The Cowboys didn't do it without great players because they had great players. They had multiple Hall of Famers. So how can you can't differentiate that?
You just said Belichick don't need players. He got a scheme. You said that. I didn't.
I understand that. I know I said that. That's why I think what Brady has done is more impressive because he hasn't had great players around him.
Because
he hasn't had. I understand. I'm agreeing with you.
So Josh McDaniels' offense shows you that you don't need Pro Bowlers to be highly successful, right?
It's not Josh McDaniels.
Oh shit!
That's Belichick. Belichick was still successful.
How many rings did Belichick win without Josh McDaniels as the offensive coordinator? When Josh McDaniels left, did they win a ring after that?
Nope. Well, he was with the Broncos 2 or 3 years. They didn't go to the Super Bowl at all.
Did they win when Josh McDaniels left?
We ain't wait for you. They did not win the Super Bowl.
I'm not saying winning. I'm just
because that's what you just try to do. You just try to do with other players when they left the Patriots. What did they do? So what did they do when Josh left them? What did they win a ring? Just like what people say when people say Matt Castle still won 11 games. They say did he win a ring?
It's 40 right here. 40 on the line.
Yeah, he right here.
And that's why I want to talk to my Patriots. He's the biggest Patriots fan I know. That's my man.
So 40 gonna make me gonna hush me? I'm a grown ass man.
I didn't say he was gonna make
you
change.
I didn't say he gonna get this work just like you. He get this work just as much as you. I don't duck no wreck. You can't tell. I don't care. I don't care name.
I didn't say
all I'm saying is, first of all,
somebody else's opinion.
No, you want somebody co-sign and save your ass right now because you said scheme allows Belichick not to have great players. You served yourself. You cannot give me because you helped me. You helped me. You just helped me. You helped me by saying the scheme, bro.
So how many Hall of Famers? How many Hall of Famers don't got rings? But they not great because they don't got rings, right?
Other than quarterbacks, again, and I preface that at first by saying quarterbacks. I said quarterbacks are judged on rings. That's what I said. You brought out motherfucking Corey Dillon. You think Corey Dillon is a great player?
I got him cursing.
Are you serious?
I got him cursing.
He was great with the Patriots. I'm just saying he was great.
Come on, man.
And he was great. And he was good when he was with the Bengals. I mean, yeah, like he was trash. He won't. I'm just saying. And then for you to say how Julian Edelman isn't a Hall of Famer, I mean, I hate to say it.
And you want to know how?
I hate to say it. Hey, come on, man. Listen.
Hey, I can tell y'all something that's different. You want to know something that's so brilliant? A bubble Hall of Famer like a Chad Johnson couldn't even get on the field with a scheme like the Patriots. That lets you know right there. That scheme probably real good. He couldn't even get on the field.
And also, hey, Hawk, I'll put it to you like this, because, I mean, I had to give it up to Tom Brady yesterday. I don't really, you know what I'm saying, this is the second time I had to give it up to him after the whole Atlanta fiasco. But the thing is like this. Tom Brady had a system put around him, right? Starting with the system. The system was pretty much carrying him. It was, you know, for him to come in and be able to take Bledsoe's spot. Mm-hmm. As you see through the years, you start to see him perfected. He doesn't have the gifts as other quarterbacks may have, but the one gift that makes that system work is the fact that he gets rid of the ball so fast. Mm. He has the quickest release I've ever seen. And that's what makes him different from everybody else. He's not quick. He's not going to run out of the pocket too much. Mm-hmm. But even with the offensive line, it works that he doesn't have the greatest offensive line if the ball is coming out 2 to 3 seconds. They're not running long routes. He was throwing long routes with Randy Moss because, yeah, they had better protection than he could. But, I mean, even still, when you have the system that he has, I mean, you got to think, a lot of the long plays that they actually have is after the catch. It's never like a bomb. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, especially they had Brandon Cooks last year. Mm-hmm.
So his scheme and the team you go to, especially as a quarterback more than any other position, maybe 75 to 80% of how your career will play out.
Coaching.
If Aaron Rodgers was on,
it's up to him.
If Aaron Rodgers
scheming your coaches.
It's up to a coach to
because Jared Goff was straight ass with Jeff Fisher. Yep. And everybody thought he was going to be a except Steve McNair.
Here's the thing, and Vince. Here's the thing. A coach's job is to see what your player does best, what their strengths are, and build around that, especially at quarterback. You build a system around what your quarterback does great and stay away from what he struggles at. Tom Brady is a guy that can hit mesh routes, can hit arrow routes, swing routes, angle routes, digs. He's a guy that's a midfield surgeon. Like he can kill you in between hashes, outside the numbers. All the short throws, he'll kill you on that. Tom is not a deep ball thrower because he's never truly been asked to always sit back there and throw deep. Like you just said, with Randy Moss, they started letting it go. They had the matchup. Cool. But it just amazes me how, and to me, I don't see nothing wrong with that. I think Josh McDaniels and them are excellent at what they do with Tom because they understand what Tom like. Tom wants to get the ball out quick so he don't get hit. Tom understands that when you get the ball out quick, you got a Joey Bosa saying, damn, dog, hold him to the ball longer than that. That's no, I'm not knocking none of that. But I just find it funny how it's not the same for every quarterback. Because we call a lot of quarterbacks dink and dunkers, but you don't hear that about Brady.
System quarterback.
Yeah, well,
you say system quarterback.
Everybody's a part of a system because the system should be built around what you do.
Yeah. I mean, Joe Montana had a whole system built around him.
Thank you. Joe Montana had a system built around him.
But the West Coast offense is dink and dunk. That the West Coast offense is what Hope just said. Between the numbers, between the hashes, 5 to 10 yards, quick releases, hands like not even 7-step drops, 3-5-step drops. That's what Joe Montana done. If you look at it back in the day, John Taylor and Jerry Rice, they weren't going long. They were catching 5 to 10 yard routes and turning them into 60, 70, 80 yard touchdowns. Yeah. Like that's what the West Coast offense is.
Yep. But back to Brady.
We got to start with this whole system quarterback thing.
But go ahead.
I was gonna say, we got to start with this whole system quarterback thing because, like I said, like talent only gets you but so far. And honestly, if like I said, what is Peyton Manning and Tom Brady best beat you at? They beat you pre-snap. And like I said, they the quickest they get the ball.
Why they bugging right now?
A lot of these guys now they hold on to the ball too long, resulting in them getting sacked. I mean, he talked about how Aaron Rodgers would be a beast in that system. But the problem with I don't think that will work because he's so talented. Aaron Rodgers holds the ball too long and he wants those big splash plays.
I agree with that too.
You know? Yep. Tom Brady don't care about that.
I agree with that. Hey, Hawk, I got 2 questions, and then I'm gonna be quiet until you get to the next game.
We on the Patriots game.
Okay. So when it comes to Josh McDaniels, do you think that he regrets not taking the coach job last year because he thought Andrew Luck wasn't going to be back to Andrew Luck's form this year? And when it comes to quarterbacks, other than we're going
Mellow to the Bulls.
When I'm prefacing Tom Brady and probably Aaron Rodgers. Do you know another quarterback who you would say that's top? Let's just throw a ballpark figure 10 all time. Other than Dan Marino, has there ever been a quarterback who hasn't had a bona fide Hall of Fame wide receiver?
Nick Foles.
Shut up, dog.
Hall of Famer?
Shut the hell up, man.
No. Listen, you missed the question. He said, has there ever been a quarterback that didn't have a bona fide Hall of Fame wide receiver?
But he said top 10, though.
Quarterback.
He said top 10, though.
Top 10 quarterback.
Well, Donovan McNabb, earlier years, he had Freddie Mitchell.
We're not talking about early years, bro. We're not talking about early years.
I'm talking about top 10 overall. So that's a good question.
Overall.
I mean,
because other than Dan Marino, he had Mark Duke and Mark Clayton.
Yeah,
he went 4 times to the NFC Championship with nobody until he got T.O. T.O. was only there 1 year.
But he's saying top 10
Andy
overall.
Reid's a great offensive mind. Andy Reid's a great offensive mind, brother.
Yeah, his great offensive mind ass ain't been to the damn Super Bowl but once. You saw that yesterday with his great offensive mind ass ain't give his defense a break.
I'm
pissed off about that. All time out. Give your defense a break.
Belichick's a great coach, man.
Man, you know what? I'm glad you talk. I'm glad you brought it. Hold on.
Before you go there, answer my question.
I'm about to.
Before you go there.
I'm about to.
Okay, I'm sorry. My bad.
So I'm not excited. The mic was close to me. So Josh McDaniels, I don't think he regretted because for the simple fact is he understood. Somebody cut the radio down in the background. Look, man, the Patriots the perfect situation for him. You feel what I'm saying? Like everything's set in place. The organization does a great job of drafting, developing guys. And even though Andrew Luck is healthy, he still would have to come through New England. You don't lead the greatest of his era to go with a gamble and Andrew Luck, in my opinion. And to answer your second question, I mean, Aaron Rodgers and Dan Marino, only two guys I could think about without off the top of the dome. Warren Moon have any Hall of Fame receivers? He my top 10.
Yeah, what's my man? Didn't the dude who went to Buffalo play with Warren Moon before he went to Buffalo?
I done headbutted too many people, so sometimes I forget.
Actually, I don't think he even went, but I forgot the little light skin dude with the Jerry curl. He wasn't.
Jerry curl. He definitely was in the Hall of Fame. And he light skin? Oh hell no.
He made it. He made it 2 years. He made it 2 years ago.
Charles Woodson,
he wasn't the one I'm talking about. He made it from Buffalo. Andre Rison. I mean, I'm not Andre Rison. Motherfucker, what Andre? 83.
Man, we play with Warren Moon.
No. The others, Lofton did. James Lofton did, not Reed. Yeah, I don't think Lofton made the Hall of Fame.
Man,
but Lofton played with Tennessee before he went to Buffalo.
I don't know. I don't think Warren Moon. And then you got Drew Brees. I don't think Drew Brees gonna have a Hall of Fame receiver.
That's a good point. That's the
only ones I could think of.
I don't know. Joe Horn was like that though, but I mean, yeah. I guess he's not really Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Damn, that's a great question. Yeah, that's good. That's something that somebody we could really dive into and see about. Top.
But you got to think too. A lot of these guys, that's not even a fair question because a lot of these wide receivers come and go. They burn out quicker than others. And even still, like you got to understand, everybody got Hall of Fame talent. Josh Gordon has Hall of Fame talent.
Because when
it comes to the wide receiver position, the Hall of Fame voters are stricter on their position maybe than any other. It takes wide receivers years, whether it's Chris Carter, Art Monk. Like you got to be special to go in your first 2 or 3 years on the ballot. Like some guys take 10, 15 years.
I got this for you, JaVale. Dude, if we took Randy Moss New England Patriot years off his resume, will he still be a Hall of Famer?
Yes, sir.
So do we count Tom Brady? So we can actually kind of put Tom Brady in there, unless you count Gronk as a tight end. That's a Hall of Famer. But I mean, he was there with Brady a little bit, but they didn't win rings.
Right. No. I mean, but see, to me, like I said, quarterbacks is different because quarterbacks touch the ball every play. Like even if it doesn't go, if it's a pass play, it doesn't go to wide receiver, it's still a back out of the backfield or a tight end.
Hey, 40
so Brady's still getting his number.
40 said you slow. You always bring something to the table we don't even think about.
Hey, I really don't want to call in. I told him. Let me get back to my
man. 40 cursed too much. 40 said he didn't want to come in because he cursed too much. He called people. He calling my man.
Yeah.
Calling my dog. My dog.
Because I'm not
idiot
biased.
Right now. He calling Zoa idiot right now.
Bowman is biased. Bowman's a fake ass. Bowman's a fake ass Redskin fan. So I can't wait till Tom Brady fucking retires, and we'll see how much of a Patriots fan he is.
Oh.
Hey, Hawk.
Well, I mean.
Hey, Hawk.
Melo
in Chicago.
What happened?
Because your boy,
Melo in Chicago.
Tom Brady,
I heard he got released already.
Tom Brady messed that whole system up.
You said what?
I said Tom Brady messed that whole thing up because Garoppolo was supposed to have been the heir apparent. That's what Bill Belichick was going to move along with.
Same agent too. Tom Brady's smart. You got the same agent. He'll get that money.
Yeah.
Double dip. But Melo got released. I heard already.
The Rockets traded Melo,
and I heard he got released.
Oh, he got released already?
Unless Wade was lying.
They trade.
Is that the truth?
Nah, this joint said they agreed to deal. Hold on.
I hope he didn't get released. Please, Lord.
Yeah, they said they're gonna trade. They said they're gonna trade a waiver.
Damn.
Actually, trade a waiver.
Man, we can't even have a Melo
They
celebration.
said he will not play a game for the Bulls.
God dang it, we can't have a
I mean, he's gonna go to LA.
Shucks, man.
Yeah, he gonna go play with Bron, cuz he going to play with Bron.
Man, I ain't trying to hear all that, man. I'm mad, man. I ain't talking no more. How we gonna cut Melo just like that, man?
Speaking of being mad, because I gotta do some about Duke and BA, right? So I just want to say you was real light with talking about Zion, talking about they got dunked on at the time, they came back and dunked on the other dudes. No, your boy got shacked on. Sean Kemp, Charles Barkley. Like, come on, man. How you gonna just say how, bro? He got dunked on harder than you just say he got dunked on. Come on, man.
No.
Come on, man.
We had technical difficulties.
I'm not even gonna do it.
What did he just say? I couldn't.
I'm not even gonna do that.
What did he say?
I'm not even gonna do that.
What'd you say? I couldn't hear you because my sound effects.
Yeah.
What happened, Darian?
Yeah, I hear you. I see.
Oh, why Zion when he dunked on J Huff with the and one when he got fouled on the wrist and he still muscled it down and fell down and got up and not need a jump in the celebration? Yeah, he got us.
Say what?
Yeah, he had to not. He got to not need celebration.
Hey, you a Duke fan?
No, I'm a North Carolina fan.
Oh, really? Oh, so why are you even talking about us?
Damn, he left? What the hell?
Crickets, yeah.
Nah, he a Duke fan. He a Duke fan, yo. He knows.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he a Duke fan.
Oh, man, that's fuck. I mean, I've been dealing with that, Hawk, but you know what I tell them, man? Like I take, and I saw you talking to a couple people. I ain't chime in, but I take that respectively because they excuse is, oh, we lost our point guard and woo. Bruh, if you got the top 3 players in the country last year, it don't matter if 1 player or 2 players down, you should still be able to beat us, right? And we played our worst game of the year Saturday. We were 3 for 17 from 3, and we averaged 9.5 a game. And the first half, they got offensive rebounds, which we don't allow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But our pace of play is what makes our system work, offense and defense. If people say we can't score, whatever, man, we proven that we can score, and we held Duke to 72 points, and they averaged like 93 or 94 a game.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't get into these Duke fans because they was much more happier about them beating us than they've been about any team in a long time. So it lets me know that they worried about us. Like, hey, we are a factor right now.
Hey, 40 said, stop hogging the line, talking this BS. You talking.
Oh yeah.
I added the last part. But you know 40 a Duke fan, so you know he's coming for your neck.
He loved that. He loved that Patriots and roll up into the Duke conversation. But I mean, hey, it's clear, man. Hey, you know what I'm saying? And that game helped us more than it hurt. You know what I'm saying? We lost and still moved up. Yeah, and I hate the AP. We talked about that the other day. Me and you was talking privately. I really don't like the AP poll because that's straight bias. That's basically ESPN poll. That's all bias. You know what I'm saying? The coaches, they have no, and the thing I like about the coaches, especially with the ACC, is Boeheim is our representative, and him and Coach K are tight. They coach on the USA team. They tight, and he still feels that Virginia is a better overall team than Duke. You know what I'm saying? The AP poll is straight money ESPN. Just like these guys get drafted in the NFL and NBA because of what the ESPN reporters say. I mean, it's junk, but it's good. It's all good. Duke is Duke, and I don't take nothing from them. No, I don't take anything from them at all. You know what I'm saying? But they say, I got so many people telling me, how did Virginia move up? And they lost. But we lost to the number one team in the country by 2 points in their house, and we crushed a top 10 team at Virginia Tech. 10 seconds. We lost to Syracuse, who was unranked, and only fell back one spot. So that lets everybody know that their win against Virginia was much, much more than our loss to them.
Yeah, they got a lot of respect for it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's crazy, bro. And that was our worst game of the year Saturday. Oh, that was our worst game of the year. And we lost by 2 points.
But you know what happened? I will say this. I said this on the podcast. It just shows you that boy's a damn avatar. You could do as much as you want to do defensively and be sound. But once that fool say, I'm going to the cup, he going to get to the cup. And all he got to do is throw it on the rim.
But I think
because his second jump is as quick as somebody's first jump. He just
I think Jones being out actually helped them in the fact that because Barrett and Zion, they were having to slash out on the perimeter almost every possession. And those are those quick threes that we usually take. And that big body and that wingspan, like that threw us off, like big time. It happened on multiple possessions. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it is what it is. And Duke was playing up. That's why I was upset when they lost to Syracuse on last Monday because they came to play. You know what I'm saying? They was probably looking forward to Saturday's game.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Duke Kryptonite gonna be anybody that run a zone on them. Dare them to shoot. I mean, let's just keep it a stat. Duke is not a great
they not a jump shooting team.
But they got some damn slashes and scores. So if you play man to man, you better pick your damn poison because it's hard to play man to man versus them all game long and expect to beat them.
And that's what Boeheim killed them on their zone because they can't shoot from the perimeter. They're athletes. They're not jump shooters.
Yeah, and then we see that all the time. Basketball got to do is be his athlete. And look, Zion gonna go left. Yeah. Give him the ball on the right wing. He gonna dribble one time with that right hand, cross over to the left, and once he take one step, I dare somebody get in his way because he gonna jump over your ass. And he showed you that. I mean, the kid not just gonna settle for jumpers. So you got to give that dude that in that aspect. Zion is not going to be influenced by you backing off. Like if you play him like you played Ben Simmons, he gonna eat that cushion up. He just gonna drive to the cup one.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I respect about the young blood is that even RJ Barrett, he just said, you know what? Kihei on me, I'm taking him all the way to the cup. I know he's a good defender, but I'm longer than him. I'm athletic. I'm gonna take my chances. And I respect that's why I ain't bitch about losing that game because Duke didn't fall into the jump shooting spell that we always want them to. They went to the cup, they did what they had to do.
I wasn't upset. I wasn't upset about that, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously I wanted us to win, but I mean, I wanted a loss. I didn't want it to come to Duke or Carolina or Tech. I can say that. But I mean, as I told you at the end of last season, I'm not about regular season no more. Like I'm used. I expect this right now. You know what I'm saying? Us being top 5-10, I expect that. As long as Bennett is still on the sideline, but I mean, a loss is a loss, man. You know what I'm saying? People upset about why? How did we move up? What? We weren't the only top 4-5 team that lost. Michigan lost to a Wisconsin team we already beat. we already beat Wisconsin. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And it's just I just don't like the political aspect of the college athletics. You know what I'm saying? Because Duke losing to Syracuse, who was unranked, they should, even if they beat us by 2 points, they should have dropped down to 5 or 6. Syracuse was unranked.
I think that's what saved Duke is that they beat us. It balanced it out because we know in basketball, one loss doesn't dip you in football. Basketball, they give you more leeway, with a loss. So that truly helped them out. You know what I'm saying? Even it out, and then a loss. Who lost? Michigan lost.
Michigan lost.
Yeah.
Michigan
so that
lost. Like that's what I'm saying. Right, and that's probably what bumped us up instead of staying at 4 is because we beat Wisconsin. That's who beat Michigan. And not only that, Tech was a top 10 team. That wasn't even a game.
Yeah,
they was top 10.
We dogged them.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the other thing about Duke. The week before that, they almost lost to Florida State, which we destroyed as well. So I'm much more of a believer in the coaches poll because they don't have any bias, man.
You know, what it is, JaVale. Let's just keep it a stack. We're not sexy. We're not attractive.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and put it in bed. That's what it is. And in order for you, if you're the number one team, you got to be box office. It's like boxing. Either you're gonna be Floyd Mayweather or you're gonna be Andre Ward. Nobody wants to see Andre Ward fight, but he's just as good of a damn fighter as Floyd Mayweather. But his ass don't talk. He not controversial, so we're not gonna put you pound for pound. But as long as a little bald-headed milk dud dude with all them cars and money active, we're gonna keep him number one because we know he gonna sell. Adrian Broner, why is he on TV? Because he talking, he sells, he's sexy. We like that. You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna call it and Duke box office. They show up. Like they might lose, but damn it, their games ain't considered boring to the casual fan. Like a casual fan cannot watch UVA, and I'm a UVA diehard, but a casual basketball fan is not gonna like watching UVA at all.
Because it ain't gonna be no more than 60 points.
Yeah.
Most of the time. 50 on a real good night.
You know,
you could say that before. You could say that before this season. This season we've been scoring points. This may be 20 minutes best.
I'm talking about.
Oh, and I tell you one further, the Spurs in the NBA. Nobody. Even though the Spurs was winning,
I'll get it in the morning. Thank you.
You feel what I'm saying? Like,
have a good night.
We always joke around like the Kobe era, and I always say it was the Tim Duncan era. But I know why people call stuff the Kobe era because Kobe is the flashy one. Tim Duncan was born.
Yeah.
You know, with the Spurs. But look, I don't want to get sidetracked. I gave you a whole podcast is up right now, BlogTalk, iTunes. I got one last thing I want to talk about on the docket, and I saved the best for last. Tony Romo and his ability to see the damn future. With that being said, with his ability to see the future doing games and be entertaining, I'm not knocking what he does. I think between Tony Romo and Charles Davis are two of the better color commentary guys out there. Not throwing shade at Aikman, Collinsworth, Phil Sims, and dudes are the OGs. So it's respecting them. Also, Moose Johnson, Rondé Barber, everybody that's a color commentary guy. But with Tony Romo, do y'all feel like he would be a good coach, or is the booth more his lane? Staying in the booth and doing what he do?
I think it'll depend on the system. I don't think. I think it's gonna come down to the system. Yes, the system. Yes. You talking about the head coach?
Say what
you talking about OC?
Anything.
The system. Like I mean, as far as I think it depends on how much control he has. I think that's for Tony Romo.
So some people think he'd be a great quarterback. They say he was the best quarterback coach that Dakota Prescott had.
Yeah. Maybe a quarterback coach. I mean, OC and DC is different, man. When you don't have no pressure when you're in the booth. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that's the thing people don't realize. Like you don't have no pressure when you up there.
Mm-hmm.
You're not calling no plays. You're not gonna give if they run something totally. It's your fault.
I think you on to something, bro.
Like you know what I'm saying?
Because here's why I say I think you on to something. Because one of my former coaches in Arena League, who's our D coordinator, he responded to one of my posts about Romo, and he was like, it's one thing to guess what the play is going to be pre-snap when they come under the huddle, but it's another thing to predict what the play is going to be when the guy before they even break the huddle. Meaning, from the booth, you have time to look at the formation and say, "Oh, they're going to do this play," versus calling the defense before they even break the huddle, because you can't really scream out at your defensive players, "Hey, the draw coming," because a lot of them not going to look at you, opposed to being in the booth. Because I run into that issue also. I could be on the sideline at UVA game, and I can say, "Oh, we about to run this," or "Oh, that team gonna run that." Somebody say, "Oh, you need to be a coordinator." I'm like, "The hell no, I'm not," because I know I got to make that assumption 10 seconds earlier than before seeing the damn formation. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to make it seem like I was throwing shade at Romo when I made the point. It's just that I got so many notifications like, "Yo, Romo doing this, doing that, dog, doing this, doing that." I'm like, "Yeah, but I ain't impressed." And people are like, "Why you not impressed?" So I explained why I wasn't impressed, because a lot of players, we do that when we sit amongst each other.
If you watch enough film, it happens anyway.
Yeah, that's another thing.
And Hulk, I saw that you made that comment earlier. How you got all. I don't have all the film breakdown that you have of UVA, but I got every game from this year.
Yeah,
DVR. I go back and watch it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do for the Skins and Redskins over the summer when there's no football.
Oh, God damn, we almost made a whole podcast about you saying the Redskins.
No, I'm just saying. Come on, man. I'm just saying. I'm just giving an example.
We almost made it, man. We almost made it.
Damn, you know what I'm saying? So what you said was right about how, when you look at film, it's different than actually watching the game.
Chad,
but I understand that aspect too for Romo. But at the same time, and there's another thing, like for the captain, or not even the captain, but whoever's calling the plays, whether it's a linebacker or whatever, you know what I'm saying, that communication goes out, right, at a certain time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't, you know what I'm saying, even with Romo's in the booth and he's up top and he can see all 22, you know what I'm saying, the 22 view, and he can relate to us as viewers what the play is going to be, but he's not going to be able to do that same thing to his Mike or you know what I'm saying, his outside linebacker, whoever's calling the play. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's totally different. Because those 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds, that's a world of difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's a world of difference.
Yeah, and that's the point I was making, because I didn't want people to like set this expectation on Romo, and then if he ever did get back into coaching and it doesn't work out the same, they diss him like we've been dissing Gruden. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I came out just like, look, man, It's a difference between being Nostradamus up in that booth, because there is no consequences if he's wrong. If Romo says, "Hey, it look like they're gonna do this," and safety come down, if he's wrong, then he could say, "Oh," and he could think of this too. Like, I don't like.
Yeah, well, I know why they did that.
Go ahead. Yeah. I just didn't want the damn hype to see him die, because he already died once by being a Cowboy quarterback and people hating the Cowboys. Like, I was always a dude that all that fails, I'll take up from him. Like, Romo better than Troy Aikman. Like, I've been saying he the best Cowboy quarterback. Like, when people say Aikman is, I'd be like, drink the shut the hell up juice. Like, Romo's better than Aikman. Like, Romo, he was better than what a lot of people gave him credit for. Like, he was asked to throw the ball like 40, 50 times a lot before they finally got to run the game. And you saw how better he was and how more efficient he was once they had to run the game. And God damn it, I'm saying good stuff about the Cowboys. Ain't this a bitch? First we talk about the Redskins, now I'm talking about the Cowboys in a good light. Anyway, but to put it on wax, I do not hate Romo. I do not think Romo is not a great commentator. He's a great color commentary. I'm just saying, yes, it is impressive that he can guess the play before because it demonstrates that he takes this craft very seriously. A lot of the color commentary guys are dinosaurs and they don't break down the film. They don't take those game plans and really study them. Romo shows that he pays attention to the game plans, to production meetings, and to the walkthroughs. He takes advantage of the access that he is granted before the game. That's why I love that Romo can guess the play because it's showing me he's doing his homework. And Troy Aikman and Chris Collinsworth and them need to step their game. I know Chris Collinsworth watch film. I don't want to throw him in it. He watch film, hella film. I know he do for a fact. But Troy Aikman be on that dust.
Yep, I agree. I agree with it 100%, Hulk, and not even Troy Aikman because I think Troy Aikman does a decent job. The only problem I have with Troy Aikman, well, more so than Fox, is they put him mostly on Cowboys games. You know what I'm saying? And that's the situation because Romo is on CBS, which before this year was strictly AFC, and this year because of the new contract with the TVs, like, you know, AFC, NFC, they switched Fox and CBS all season. But the only thing that Troy Aikman does is, out of the 16 game regular season, he does 12, 13 Cowboys games. And he's straight biased. And I understand he has a love for the Cowboys. It is what it is. But Romo
he really biased because he used to eat ass up. He used to eat Romo ass up. I don't know what it was between Romo and him. But
I think that was because he loves the Cowboys. That's his team. But I think he doesn't like people saying that, kind of what I said earlier. Like, he is what he is, but he has so much more talent around him than Romo had. And if that makes any sense, I think it's, you know, because, you know what I'm saying? I think it's a little, I don't know, jealousy is the right word, but, you know, I think all that plays a factor because great athletes tend to be jackasses, basically. And, you know what I'm saying? And they have these personas and these auras about them that they think they're the greatest, regardless of the team or the, you know what I'm saying, regardless of the era.
Well, you know, that's what made them successful, too. That being an asshole is that mind over matter that pours out that a lot of people hate.
Right. And I don't know what the money is, but I definitely think I like I said I like Aikman. I think he does a good job, other than him being on too many Cowboys games. But I really think Romo is good, and they are both 10 times better than Jason Witten. I don't know what the hell
Jason Witten.
On Jason Witten, he is the worst. Jason Witten is probably
You know why he's so bad, fam?
Color commentator.
You know why he's so bad? Because of Booger McFarlane. Because he be arguing with Booger ass all the time. Booger got the job of the lifetime, bro. I'm sorry, I can't hate on you, Booger.
I love the pride on that joint.
Oh my God. Yeah, Chad, we talked about that. That's crazy. Booger McFarlane got a whole contraption for, you know, usually people who ride that contraption, the dudes who control the damn sideline camera. You've been a Scott.
Yeah, or they got the sleeves on their arms for timeouts.
He got his own little contraption, look like a baby in a high chair, not the mama looking stuff. Not the mama.
Hey, he got one more year. He got one more year. If he has another year next year like this year, he's done on Monday night anyway.
Hey man, I want look. Here's the thing. I just want one game to substitute for Booger McFarlane because I don't want to say no Captain Obvious stuff like he be saying. And then he be arguing. They be arguing each other like, God damn, bro, y'all ain't Shaq and Cole. I mean, Shaq and Charles.
Yeah.
But
they try to be on Area 21 like KG. Like they try to make that
I see you.
First take type of scenario on Monday Night Football.
But yeah, man. But back to Romo, man. Because, you know, a lot of fans don't hear when you really praise somebody. I don't dislike Romo, okay? So don't get my post misconstrued like I was throwing shade at Romo. I was just putting it in perspective. Me personally,
I wouldn't leave. I'm saying it's time to go. I see the Miss Hawk. Got the eyes up.
I know. That's the countdown. Night. That's like that's the old cat clock that used to be on Big Mama wall. They used to go from side to side.
Yeah.
Hey, but the talk about Romo, should he go into coaching? Here's what I would do personally. I would stay in the booth because you get paid pretty big. He get paid good, and the hours are less, and he can't be wrong. He can't get a win or loss record. You know what I'm saying? So that's me. What y'all think he should do? You think he should get back in the get into coaching or stay in the booth?
I think he should stay in the booth. I mean, Tony Romo has a legacy per se. He ain't never finished nothing, but he had a legacy. If he go on the sideline, all that's gonna come in there. You know, he couldn't even get it done on the field.
Yeah, and he made the Super Bowl as a commentator right now too. Salute to Tony. He called it.
You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. That's my thing. So if he can make a Super Bowl right now after 2 years in the booth, he's probably not going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback.
He considered the best he's considered the best at his profession. I feel like Charles Davis is right with him, but I don't argue if somebody say Tony's the best because he's demonstrated. I love him because he busts his ass to prepare for games. Both teams, he knows them inside and out. When you listen to what he says, he's educating and giving you a synopsis of top to bottom what's going on in the thought process. So that's why I love when they bring in former, especially quarterbacks. And I'm not a quarterback, but when a quarterback is willing to go behind the mic, that lets you know how much they got to think about pre-snap. That when we say a quarterback's just trash, I'm like, by whose standards? Because them mother suckers got to know a lot. And, you know.
Hey, but Hawk, the one thing I say about Romo, and like I said, I'm a Skins fan, but I think what he's done the past few years is great. But he reminds me a lot of John Gruden because John Gruden done the same thing. John Gruden was on top of his game when it came. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's how Romo modeled. You know what I'm saying? His color commentary after, because John Gruden was doing the same thing. He was telling you, well, they're going to run this play, or they're going to do this, or the blitz is coming from here, or extra protection is coming from this side. Yes. Like that's what he did. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
So I think $100 million.
I mean,
I ain't gonna pass up that $100 million.
You can't say that.
I never hated on Gruden for taking that money though. I could talk all the trash I want. But they had $100 million out there. I would have killed him if he wouldn't have took that.
I'm taking it too.
I would have made a video like you dumb as hell. So
but I really think Romo saw what Gruden done. You know what I'm saying? His last 2 or 3 years,
and he took it to another level.
And he modeled himself after that. And I think he's on that level. I'm not saying he's gonna get $100 million because he's never been a head coach, but he has been a starting quarterback for 10, 12 years in the NFL for the most prominent franchise in the league. So I'm not going to say nobody's going to pay him $100 million, but if he has another year next year, I'm at 70, 80 million. I don't think it's all around.
Hey, look, I wouldn't put nothing past. I won't put nothing past anything because John Lynch got a front office job. You know what I'm saying? With 49ers. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't put anything past anybody because JaVale, when we talked about the college polls, we said all the time, hype. What's the heat check on you? Like right now, Romo is the hottest thing out. If Romo, if he keep this up, CBS, and he keep, dissecting plays and becoming a fan favorite, he has the cachet to be like, I want to be a head coach. And then somebody be like, I want to sell tickets. I'll give you a job, Romo. How much you want? I wouldn't put it past anything. And I'm not, it just that's just the nature of the beast. But I just wanted people to really understand that I won't hate no Romo. I won't try to serve no shut the hell up juice. But I was saying,
hey, and it's funny you said that. It's funny you said that. I think either way it goes next year with Saban, if Alabama wins that championship, or maybe more if they don't, if an NFL franchise gives him money that Alabama can't match, he's gone next year. Because Alabama, over the past 4 years, the way Dabo has had Clemson, like there's not a difference. Like we don't go 7, 8, 9, 10 years. We go, people are about here and now. Over the past 3 or 4 seasons, Clemson has just been just as good or better than Alabama. So if the money comes, whether they win or lose next year, I think it could go either way. If they win, I could see him saying, well, I've done what I could do at Alabama. I want to move on. Or if they lose, he could say the same thing. I've done what I could do at Alabama. I want to move on. Money talks, man. And I believe that what Gruden got as a coach from the Raiders, if you are a coach and you have a resume that can make an NFL owner put money out there like that, I think that's going to be the norm, man. Contracts, everything goes up. Everything goes up. Nothing's going down.
And you made some great points. I just feel like Nick Saban and his representation have basically probably communicated to the NFL that they're not interested in it because his name should come up every year and it doesn't. So that's what has me thinking it's something about his representation to tell the NFL I'm good here in college. I mean, his name should come up every single year, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? It should always be Nick Saban at Alabama. Nick Saban at Alabama. It's almost like you see with Coach K at Duke. His name don't come up anymore because they know he's just gonna stay at Duke.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So I think that's why. But you made a great point. They throw $100 million at Nick. I'm going to Alabama. I'm slapping the hell out of him. Like, dog, if you take that money, matter of fact, I need that money because I just slapped you. So go take that money. And for all the people,
he's already the highest paid college coach already.
And he got a cush job, man. And I don't mean that it's easy, but from his standpoint, it's easy because he can delegate everything now. Like he has pipeline.
Yeah.
Recruits and coaches send tape to him. He don't have to go to databases. The database comes to him. They knock on his door every morning. Hey, coach, you see my tape? I'm 5-star. Here you go. You feel what I'm saying? So, at his age, Pete Carroll, reason why he came by the NFL because he was about to get busted in the NCAA.
That Reggie Bush whole scenario.
Hey, but somebody asked me. So JaVale, somebody asked me since you on here. My man Chris West said, "Can we, sir, shut the hell up, juice of UVA fans who think it's a problem between Cal Guy and DeAndre Hunter." Did you see the little 10-second clip? Apparently, that Cal Guy looked mad at DeAndre Hunter.
Come on, we can't. Hey, Hulk, I saw that, but I'm not going to get into that because the program we have is not about one player or the other. You know what I'm saying? And teammates have rifts all the time. Like whether somebody thought they should have been passed the ball, or I'm not going to get into that, man. That's not the type of program or the system that Coach Bennett runs, man. You know what I'm saying?
I said it was a
game.
I saw it was a non-factor. It was nothing to me.
And Guy, and at first people were talking about, oh, Guy didn't do this. What do you mean? He averages 15 points a game. He scored 14. It was 1 point less. And him and Jerome had the same amount of points. It wasn't that, man. We didn't get
from three. That's it. We just stunk it up from three.
Shots that we got from three. That's it.
Stunk it up. It was good looks we missed. I mean, that's
3 weeks from today. I'll be in the house. I hope to see you. Duke comes to town, and I want to hear all this same shit that all these Dukes are talking because we took this loss. We took this loss good.
Hold on. I got one question for you though, because I talked about my podcast. I want to hear your thoughts. Jay Huff.
What's that?
What do you know? His situation.
I think the past 5 or 6 games, Huff has come along.
Mm-hmm.
However, for what Salt does, he doesn't have to score to be a productive part of our offense because the screens that he sets are phenomenal. Like he's a difference maker in our offensive set, even though he doesn't have to score. And Huff can't do that right now. But what Huff can do is Huff can open up the perimeter. Open up the middle, because 4s and 5s who guard him have to step out.
Yeah. Because
he can shoot the 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel that he is not this year, but he has come along. But next year he's going to be more of a factor.
Let me ask you this question, because I posed it on my podcast.
Yes, sir.
The episode I did for them that's up already. I just asked that. I saw people was coming at Jack Saw, and I said this was the wrong game to come at Jack Saw about some damn Jay Huff. I feel like you can actually use some of Diakite's minutes and give to Huff. I wouldn't mind having 2 7-footers on the floor.
I agree because
Huff is basically a stress
I believe with Salts, it's just the way he makes the offense work with his screens, and he's not Diakite. I felt that this is my thing with our team this year. Hawk, I'm sorry. This is the first year that we haven't had a 4 or a 5 who is a consistent scorer. From Mike Scott to Akil Mitchell to Isaiah, we've always had a 4 who we could throw the ball into every 3 or 4 possessions down court, and they could get a bucket.
What's the other kid name that had the good hair? Anthony Gill.
Yeah, and Gill.
To me, Gill was the one who you could throw it to and they could get buckets. I don't think Isaiah wasn't the dude who you could throw on the block like that.
But I think he could.
Isaiah was basically a little bit better coordinated and faster that could shoot free throw jacks up. Do the little things, but he can actually score.
I agree. But Jack got that girt. Like people scared. Like wings and guards come across the middle and they look for him. And if you could put, remember I told you, and you got upset with me. You got upset with me. It was like whatever. It was the second or third week of the football season when I went to the game. I think it was the Miami game, and I hit you. I was like, "Yo, I went to the scrimmage before the game."
I ain't talking about no damn scrimmage. I remember that.
That's what you said. Hey, but Kie, man, hey, I know he only 5'8", 5'9", but the defense is what the coach wants, man. And especially if you got that on-ball defense.
Facts.
Like, if he can learn to stop, because he makes bad decisions. And I really put the game on him the other night because he had 3 or 4 turnovers. And when you lose a game by 2 points, those 3 or 4 turnovers come back to haunt you.
You know what hurt him? You know what caught up with him that he can't control? His height.
What's that?
His height on defense. This was the first game where somebody that truly he ran into a high level guard that truly understood how to use the size advantage versus him.
But the thing I think about that is if Jones was, like I said earlier about Guy and Ty,
if Jones was
because
playing,
him not being there, right, it would have been.
He would have been on Jones.
Zion and Barrett they flashed out like almost every possession. So just them flashing out, putting their arms.
But they had to handle the ball.
6'9", 7 foot wingspan,
and that helped Duke.
No, I'm saying. Right, that's what I'm saying. That helps Duke out more than people understand that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But go ahead. I ain't mean to cut you off.
No, but it helped them out, and you know, like I said, I don't take anything away from Duke and all.
Yeah, I'm about to end it now. It's 7.
That was our worst game of the year, and I'm happy. You know me. I'm probably the diehard UVA fan. You know. And on that, and I feel that. What's that?
And on that note, I'm gonna let you finish your thought, and then you gotta take us out because it's 7 o'clock and I'm way past the limit. But I want you to finish your thought.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Nah, but man, hey,
good show,
guys.
Bandana and stuff. I ain't gonna be able to see. She gonna black both my eyes.
Yeah.
I'm just joking, America. I'm just joking. She's not violent. It's just like I was joking about Troy Aikman on Dust. You know how you gotta comedy these days to get you in trouble. So my wife don't hit me and Troy Aikman don't do Dust.
Because it was probably a year ago when I thought she was blacker than live. Remember when I was talking when you wasn't there? I was like, yo.
Oh yeah, I knew, but that was crazy because y'all was like, Shake and Bake was like, damn, where Hawk go? Damn, I don't know, man. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Go ahead though.
Nah, but good show, fellas, man. That's good, man. It's 7:02, so we good. But
here.
You know, we come back. We come back tomorrow Wednesday, home.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Tuesday and Wednesday, baby. Right. We back on the docket because we got to talk about Melo tomorrow. We talking about Melo. Damn it.
Yeah. But we don't play till 9 tomorrow. I feel real bad about Wake tomorrow though, because they about to get that. They about to get that thing put on.
Danny.
Yeah, I like Daddy, but we got a whole lot of backed up energy coming tomorrow, bro. But all good, fellas. All good. I'm about to go watch this VPI Carolina game, see what's going on.
Man, you old as hell. Call him VPI. You so disrespectful. That's how you know you want to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
You call him VPI. I saw that. That's a nice little subliminal. I like that.
Yeah, any Carolina or Virginia Tech VPI fans, I'm going to watch because I'm an ACC fan. You know what I'm saying? So and I don't like either one of you, so I really don't care who wins. But I just want to see a good Carolina fan. Oh well, hey, Tech is good. We just treated them like they kindergartners, and we see.
Oh well. Hit you with the oh well though.
It be like that sometimes.
Oh well.
I ain't worried about his oh well. His old well don't mean nothing. They don't hold no weight around here.
Hey, what you got before you take us out? What you got for us? Hey, you want to shout out Denzel, man? He the only Rams fan I know in Charlottesville. So shout out Denzel.
Yeah, man. Shout out my boy Denzel, man.
Mr. F.
Hey, man, shout out A-Boy Insurance.
Yes, sir. Shout out the
sponsor. If your insurance high, you better get on the phone and call them tomorrow.
Unless you're trying to fly.
Because I got insurance through them and it's A1.
Hey.
But yeah, so shout out A-Boy Insurance. Shout out my man Hawk. Shout out the crew. We gonna keep doing how we do it, man. I'll see y'all boys tomorrow.
And like Soulja Boy, we not from Bompton. We're gonna holler at y'all. Drake. Hey man, make sure y'all go holler at King Soulja, aka Young Draco. Stop playing with that dude like that, man. It's Ball Hawk. We're up out of here. I'm gonna let you listen to the real baby as we take it away.
I want the whole world spin my record. Cheryl, do his style, check game.
All right, peoples, I'm out. All right, I'm out.